Now, is Prince Harry right to blame the press for the rift with his family? That's what he claims in a new documentary airing tonight. This is what he said.
That your determination to fight the tabloids destroyed the relationship with your family.
I think there's, that's certainly a central piece to it. But you know, that's a hard question to answer, because anything I say about my family results in a torrent of abuse from the press. I've made it very clear that this is something that needs to be done. It would be nice if we did it as a family. I believe that, again, from a service standpoint and when you're in a public role, that these are the things that we should be doing.
So he believes his legal crusade against the tabloid press was central to the breakdown of his relationship with his family. What do you think about that, Mike?
No, I think the reason his relationship with his family is broken down is because he betrayed his family in a very horrible way. He went off to America and then tried to earn a living in excess of $100 million by betraying his family, by revealing secrets, by revealing conversations between himself and other members of the royal family, including his father, accusations of racism, and also terrible accusations against the lady who's now the Queen, Camilla Parker Bowles, who wasn't when he made the allegations, but insinuating that she was leaking stories to the press, which is something I know, as a Fleet Street man for 25 years, she never did.
Really?
So, never, ever, ever. She is the least likely person to be indiscreet.
What do you think, Carrie, about this? You on Harry's side?
I think that there is an entanglement between the royal family and the press, for sure. That is definitely, they are enmeshed in some way. And that is, I think, what Harry is saying. Let's just also add that he said it's certainly a central piece of it. He didn't say, this is all to blame. It's a part of it. And he also goes on to say, wouldn't it have been better if we had done this as a family, to come and say, actually, we don't want that enmeshment. We want to be able to speak for ourselves and not have our phones tapped.
Look at them all there. We would say happier times. Andrew has somehow bustled in there. That was before the scandal, I think.
Yeah.
Harry was there, the Queen was there. It was before the illnesses, the King's illness.
Absolutely.
Princess Catherine's
Just to pick
illness.
up on Carrie's point, you used the word enmeshment. I would say working relationship. There's always been a working relationship between the royal family and the press. When Diana was alive, and I was the news editor of the Daily Express, we knew where Diana was going to be all the time, because we used to get mysterious phone calls from people saying, oh, by the way, and if she had something to promote, a new dress or something like that. Now, that's the relationship between the press and the royal family. We don't chase you around if we know where you are sometimes.
So Harry says to his family, I'm really sorry, but my phone was hacked and I've been treated despicably, and they leaked Meghan's letter. I'm going to go after them, if necessary, for years. The royal family said, no, don't do that, because we need the press on side. Harry says, I'm going to do it anyway. You're blaming him for that?
No, I'm not blaming him for that. Phone hacking is criminal and it's offence, and any publications who did it should rightfully face the law. And they have. And huge amounts of money they've paid out, not just to Prince Harry, but to other people. But William, for instance, had a row with tabloid press and did an out-of-court settlement behind the scenes to try and get it sorted as quickly as possible. Why you have to go so public as Harry is, I do not know, unless...
Because he's on a mission.
He is on a mission. He's trying to justify why he has split so badly from the royal family. The royal family now won't talk to Harry because they know if they do, there's a danger that might turn up in print somewhere, and he is trying to find a reason to say, this is why it broke down.
It was such a sad situation that those two brothers, imagine if Diana was alive, seeing the two brothers not talking to each other, not even seeing each other if they're in the same city. Janae's in Leicestershire. Is Harry right to say this, Janae?
I completely agree with Carrie. Let's go back. I've read Spare. I've done a little bit of research into what we're going to be discussing today. Harry's phone was tapped about a few months after his mother died. The family never came out and said anything to the media to back off Harry. His mum had just died. Around the same time, Camilla Parker Bowles, then, her son was accused of also doing drugs. He wasn't splashed around the paper. He was protected. Harry has every right, as does Baroness Doreen Lawrence, as does Hugh Grant, as does Paul Gascoigne, and all the other people featured in this documentary, to stand up for us No person should be having their phone hacked. There was even Caroline Flack's mother telling LBC a few months ago how they were hiding under her daughter's car because she was dating Prince Harry. The press in the country needs reform, and I'm happy that Harry's doing it. And the royal family is not all sweet and innocent. Jasmine Dotterwile was on this programme, and she said she knows for a fact that stories about Harry and Meghan were given by Kensington Palace, i.e., William and Catherine.
Well, I think that's probably
let's
true.
not pretend that the family is really white.
No, that's fair comment. And I think that where it all went wrong myself is that after that fairy tale wedding of Harry and Meghan, they became the stars. Excuse me. And the royal family couldn't accept that, and maybe William and Kate couldn't.
I think that's too harsh.
They started a bit of briefing, or their people did, and it got out of hand.
Bad briefing.
And it got out of hand.
I think that's a bit too harsh. I think
Meghan's press was terrible after that.
I think there's an element of what you say, but I also think that the expectations of Harry and Meghan to rise to the top of the royal family as the new sort of Diana figure didn't happen because the royal family works on historical tiering and they could never rise to the top.
All right, OK. Thank you, Sinead. Gertrude, brilliant name in London. Hello.
Hello there. Well, I can tell you what the previous lady said as well, that Harry has based when he was 12. There was an agreement after Diana died to leave the boys alone while under education. And there is on BBC iPlayer a documentary which is about the princess and the press.
Oh, yeah.
And in there is a private detective saying that he was immediately commissioned from News of the World to follow Harry and leave Will alone because he was not selling. And he was basically said the press was ruthless. They wanted everything. And that was in the period with Chelsea Davy. And that was one of the cases that Harry won. He got a lot of information there. But what happened is the palace did not come out and say, I thought we had an agreement.
That's it. And yeah, because the palace are probably, like most people, scared of the press, right? So they think, well, they'll always back down.
This is also what Anna Pasternak, not her. There was another journalist who have written an article, and then William and Kate sued, and then the lawyers, the palace lawyers, it was Chatler, and she got a call from Chatler and saying that they have sorted it all out now. I
don't know what. Sorry, I'm sorry. We're going into a sort of cul-de-sac there. I'm so sorry, Gertrude. I couldn't understand it. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a feeding frenzy with the royal family, and it must be very nasty for them, mustn't it?
I think that we build people up, don't we? We watched Harry and Meghan's wedding. I watched it every last minute of it and loved it. I thought, this is wonderful. What a wonderful
This is the 21st
moment.
century. Yeah.
Yes.
And then it fell apart.
And then it did, to me, feel like the press just were relentless with these guys.
What was going on?
And so who is providing the press with these stories? What is that enmeshment? And then, and if we're saying, no, we want to actually have them respectable people that we like. We might want to like them, but we're not allowed to like them because we are relentlessly told they're horrible, they're awful.
But the love this country showed for Meghan was enormous at the wedding.
Hello and welcome back to Royal Sussex Squad, where we cut through the noise and bring you the real tea on Harry and Meghan. Today we're tackling the latest attack on Prince Harry, his rightful stance against the toxic British press and their role in the royal rift. The media is at it again, twisting the narrative, defending the very institutions that preyed on Harry and Meghan, and gaslighting us into believing the real villains are the Sussexes. But we see through it. So grab your cup, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed because we're exposing all the hypocrisy today. All right, so in a recent documentary, Prince Harry laid out a simple truth. The press had a major role in the breakdown of his relationship with his family. And guess what? He's absolutely right. The tabloids waged a smear campaign against him and Meghan, while the royal family, specifically William and his courtiers, fed the media the poison that fueled it. Yet instead of addressing these facts, the usual anti-Sussex mouthpieces are out here calling Harry a betrayer for simply speaking his truth. Let's talk about this so-called betrayal. The same press that hacked Harry's phone after his mother died, the same press that chased Princess Diana to her death, now wants us to believe that it's Harry who's the problem. Meanwhile, William had his own phone hacking case settled in secret behind closed doors, avoiding public scrutiny. But when Harry fights for justice out in the open, suddenly he's the villain. Make it make sense. And let's not forget Camilla, the Queen consort who has been widely known for her connections with the press. Harry dared to tell the truth about her dealings with royal reporters, and now the same journalists who benefited from her leaks are jumping to defend her. The hypocrisy is off the charts. Then there's the audacity of royalists claiming Harry tried to make money off his family. Please, the British press made millions tearing Meghan apart, publishing racist, sexist hit pieces and leaking false stories from Kensington Palace sources. Meghan's private letter to her father leaked, stories about her alleged diva behaviour planted. But when Harry and Meghan took control of their own narrative, suddenly it was betrayal. What happened to fairness? What happened to holding the real culprits accountable? And let's talk about the double standards. When Camilla's son was linked to drug use, the press shielded him. When Harry, at a young age, made mistakes, he was mercilessly crucified. When Kate and William's team pulled legal strings to hide damaging stories, the press backed off. But when Meghan simply wanted privacy and fairness, they launched a full-scale character assassination. The bottom line? Harry and Meghan's war isn't just personal, it's about holding a corrupt system accountable. The British media has too much unchecked power, and Harry is exposing how deeply the monarchy and press are entangled. His courage isn't just about his family, it's about justice for everyone the tabloids have ruined. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Harry stay silent, or does he have every right to call out this mess? I think we all know the answer. The hypocrisy needs to be called out, and here at Royal Sussex Squad, we are not afraid to do it. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to support the channel, hit that super thanks button and show some love. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, because the truth needs to be louder than the lies. Until next time, squad, stay bold, stay unapologetic and keep supporting Harry and Meghan. See you in the next one.